Hey everybody, your boy Mike here, out here doing another tarot read for you. First, I want to give my boy Top Tier a shout out on his hoodies and his sweatshirts. I'll put his information down in the description box. You can holler at him. So we're going to go ahead and get started with a love reading. So it's just going to be a channel reading. It's not really going to be any pick a card. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started. First card, Saboteur. Second card we have is the Thief card. Third card we got the Pioneer. The first thing I'm feeling when it comes to the situation, when it comes to love with you guys, is there might be a circumstance where you're feeling like you're not really able to express yourself the way you want to express yourself. I'm seeing that there's some hands also on you with people that's trying to mold your future or mold you into a person that you don't want to be. But Spirit is really asking you to look within to find out who that person is, because this is a season of your life where you have to start really looking within to protect your identity and protect who you are. Yes, we're all supposed to make some changes, but sometimes people want us to make changes too quick. So I'm sensing that these individuals are like, I'm just getting the message straightforward. Like, this can be a love interest, this can be society, this could be a family, whatever it might be for you. I'm sensing that your identity needs to come out more. It's like you're trying to hold on to some type of identity that you don't identify with no more. It could be things from the past, it can be something that you was connected to that really made a major imprint in your life, but Spirit is asking you to reconstruct, because sometimes we do have to deal with like situations this might be a trigger warning from some people, but we do have to deal with death situations. We don't just die one time and that's it. No, we die several times in life. And what that death look like is when we experience a loss or have a wake-up call, or when reality comes back, or when reality blows up in our face. So for you guys, I'm sensing whoever this video is for, whoever the individuals are watching this video, you have to really look up and look through your circumstance and look through your situation and really find out if you're going to be going in the right direction. Because sometimes, like, I know from my experiences in my life, I had to go through some dark times or through some dark situations in order to find out who I was. And until we go through those dark situations and those dark times, we're really not going to find the light inside of us. So Spirit will purposely trigger tough times or tough situations so that we can be driven to look within and be able to search out who we are, and even to the point where you research who you are. Because even though you might know something about yourself, sometimes you got to go explore that thing again and really watch over it and make sure that it's maturing, because your weaknesses is supposed to grow but your strengths are supposed to be mature, or it can go either way. But I really hear Spirit just really emphasizing on growing your weaknesses and maturing your strengths, because strengths don't always mean maturity. They have to mature. It's just like, you know, we watch videos with heroes and they start off at a young age, or start off in their very premature stages of becoming that hero, where they realize they got the power but they don't know how to wield that power. Well, we can have strengths and don't know how to use them. And when you don't know how to use them, it's almost like, for instance, let's go back to ancient texts when it talks about Moses, rather from the Quran or the Bible, whatever book you read, or if you just read it off of Google. Moses' situation was, he found out who he was before he actually matured into that person. And when he did that, he wound up killing one of the Egyptians, because he thought his call had to do with setting his people free. Yes, he understood that his call was setting people free, but because his strength or that call wasn't matured in his world or in his life, he wound up killing an Egyptian instead of setting his. When we focus too much on the enemy or what the opposition is, we'll go head on and fight that opposition, when God is just saying, no, I just need you to mature. I need you to mature. You don't have to go out and fight, because we can wind up targeting the wrong thing. We could wind up targeting the wrong people. And when you target the wrong people and the wrong thing, now you have that track record. Now you have this track record or the situation that's connected to you, and people can always reference, well, you did this and you did that. But when God says, no, I need you to focus on not what the problem is in your call, but I need you to focus on what the solution is. Focus on the strategy, create strategies, create solutions, write down what the problem is, and then write down the solution right next to it and see if that solution worked, and then write down the outcome right next to that solution. And if that don't work, write down the problem again. Like, this is what I hear Spirit saying to people, like, write down the problem. And when you write down the problem again, it might look a little bit different than what you first realized the problem was when you first wrote it, because after you tried your strategy and then you had this outcome, your problem changed. And when that problem changed and you write it down again, you write down what the strategy is, and then you're going to write down the outcome. So for this pile, just Spirit is really encouraging you, or just this group of people, whoever this collective reading is for, this is just to encourage you to keep on going, keep on searching for your identity. Don't focus too much on what the problem is. Don't focus too much on who the problem people are or the oppositions. It's Spirit's job to deal with our oppositions. So when we start dealing with the oppositions, like Moses did, he knew he was supposed that there was strife between the Egyptians and there was strife against the Israelites. And in his mind, there needed to be a separation. But what God had planned, or what Spirit had planned for that deliverance and solution to the problem was way off, but Moses didn't even know about it. So Moses stepped in his own power and tried to set the Israelites free by, let me kill this Egyptian. What sense does that make in killing a mere Egyptian to try to set your Israelites free? Now, to go back to the story, he got angered because he seen that Egyptian beating on one of his Hebrew brothers. So out of his anger, he reacted based from his call, because his call was still there. He was operating from the power of his call, because he was supposed to destroy the slavery of how the Egyptians had the Israelites. But he went about it the wrong way because he operated out of his emotion. And Spirit is calling this collective pile, watch your emotions, because yes, you're right. Your call is your anger is fueled by your call. It's fueled by your purpose. But you have to really sit back and allow God to help you find the strategy on, and that's the thing, because that's what a lot of people miss, is that everyone, like, when somebody, my homeboy used to tell me in high school, he said God laughs at he who plans, right? And people don't realize the missing link in their plans and their goal is to get the creator of the universe, who's in charge of all this, behind your back. You have to get Spirit behind your back. And how you do that is that you involve Spirit in. Give me dreams. Start free writing. What's going to come out my mouth that, hey, Spirit, speak to me, and just start writing. These are different ways that you can hear Spirit speaking based off on your circumstance and your situation to get you where you need to be. Because we're all, like, this next decade is going to be all about people just racing to the finish line. Everyone is racing to get there, because what happened was when the system closed because of COVID and it opened back up, when it closed, a lot of systems fell. A lot of things came out of the way. A lot of things that was like people who were prominent figures no longer there. So there's room now. So when the economy and culture, the global society is coming back together, there's room, because people was in that COVID time thinking. They was thinking, their wheels was turning, they was writing, they was creating. And now everyone is so fiery to now go after it. But let me tell you, it's not given to the swift, neither to the strong, but he who endures to the end. How you get to the end? You make sure you involve Spirit in all your circumstances and all your situations while you're trying to get there. So let's go ahead and pull 2 more cards. I really feel Spirit just really encouraging somebody on this video, like really giving somebody some hope. If you know, like, your dreams is afar off, that doesn't mean they're unreachable. You just have to start somewhere. You have to keep on going. You have to keep on moving. But Spirit is encouraging you, like, don't give up on your relationships. Don't give up on the people who you know who's going to be there, because you know, sometimes this world is like the Hunger Games, right? It's down out dirty. You gotta fight. You gotta get to the top. You gotta do what you have to do. But when it's all the cameras are off, what's left behind? When you're not inside your business and you close the doors on your business because you opened it or you made it, But then when you close those doors and you look back, what are you going home to? You have to remember that while you're chasing the dreams, that you cannot forget about life and real life and the relationships that you have to preserve along the way. Let's see. So this was originally supposed to be a love reading, but again, spirit can do what spirit want to do. I'm not really in control of that. I just say what needs to be said. I make sure that I'm obedient. So let's go ahead and pull 3 more cards, see what spirit got to say. Again, this is just a channel read, and this is not a pick a card, so it can flow and go any direction. We have the Temperance card. We got the King of Cups. We got the Queen of Cups. We got the King of Cups. And then we got the Six of Cups in reverse. So let's look at it. The Temperance card, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. We got the Temperance card. We got the King of Cups in reverse. We got the Queen of Cups upright. All right, so I think Spirit is now trying to speak on a little bit about what's going on in your love life. So sometimes Spirit will break through and say, all right, listen, we can talk about your love life, but let's talk about what's going on in your world and your situation, and let's get those things situated before we talk about love, because love is really not that important to Spirit. Like, people don't realize that, like, it's an emotion, it's a feeling, and it's very much a part of humanity, and it is an important thing to us, and it is important to Spirit. I don't want to make it sound like, but that's not always the focus point. It's not always the focus point, because Spirit will put you in a relationship and then take you out, and then put you in another one, because the goal of love, or being in love, or being in relationships, is learning how to, like, get more balance in your own life. Because nothing, I don't know why I'm so led to talk about this, but when we get with someone intimately, or we get involved in a relationship, we have somebody who is a mirror, and that person get to see the things you do in your worst times, and your best times, and in your in-between times. And that person's job is to reflect back to you what they see. Then your job is to take that information in and decipher, is this something that's going to grow me, or is this something that's not really correct? Right? And then if it's not correct, you have to go to the other person and you say, you're projecting on me your stuff, and then work through that. It's a give and take in situations, and it's a give and take in relationships. And how you better each other is through communicating what you see and how you see it. In this pile, or this collective reading with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups upright, there is an imbalance, right? So you have the Temperance card, which is upright, but then you got the King of Cups. Now the King of Cups and Queen of Cups, they are married, right? But their type of relationship is not like the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, or the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Their relationship, because they're very emotional and very intuitive, is they have such a very emotional connection, but they don't really have the type of stability that's needed to maintain. Because look at it, Queen of Cups, she is just dreamland. This is no world. There's no foundation. It's just, she's out in outer space. That is a Queen of Cups type person. That is watery energy. That is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio type of energy. The King of Cups is the same way. No world behind him, is very dreamy, right? But when you have this type of relationship, Spirit wants to speak specifically on the emotional capacity of this relationship, because it's feeling like you are on 2 different pages, or on 2 different situations, or 2 different circumstances. It's like y'all fighting 2 different battles. But despite that, with the Temperance card right here, it's like Spirit is saying, we're watching over this connection. We're balancing it out. We're bringing it together. We're bringing the emotional state of this relationship back into a balanced situation. Now, here's the thing. The Temperance card represents balance, but look at this card, because this deck is not the Rider deck, which is the normal tarot deck. This is another type of deck that I bought, so the pictures are different. So in the original tarot card, the Temperance card is an angel balancing 2 cups. And this one looks like there's a seesaw or a balancer right here, and then you have the balls right here and these balls. Now these 4 balls can probably weigh equally to this ball right here, even though it's all by itself. It's bigger, but that doesn't mean because it's bigger that it is greater, because then you have the 4 smaller balls, but they equal the same. Spirit is trying to tell you, don't judge the circumstance of the situation based off what you see, because you have to go a little bit deeper into the emotional understanding of what's going on. You have to dig deep into the emotional situation, because we can talk about gaslighting and we throw these little things out as people, you're a narcissist, or you are you don't listen to, like, it's all about the communication. Communication is what balances situations out. So Spirit is just saying, work on the communication in this connection so that you can be able to balance it out a little bit more on when it comes to emotions. Let's go a little bit more deeper into this. Then we got the 6 of Cups in reverse. That is 6 of Cups in reverse is pretty much going back into your, there is some past situations. That's crazy, because the 6 of Cups is about dealing with your past. It's dealing with like your childhood. So there is what's affecting the emotional capacity with the Queen of Cups. Now again, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups both coming out at the same time. With this being a love reading, what better ways for Spirit to show us, hey, I need y'all to do, we wasn't taught on how to deal with emotions. Especially if you're a person of color, like, we wasn't really taught on how to deal with emotions. So then when we get into connections with people, our past is showing up. Our past traumas, our past situations, our past circumstances begin to show up in our love life. And Spirit is saying, no, I need you to delve into the emotional part a little bit deeper to understand why the imbalance is happening and why Spirit has to show up and to protect this connection in the first place. Because Spirit will protect the connection, but Spirit is expecting you to, it's like a bandage. Spirit is going to cover it, but you have to treat it. You have to care for it. Spirit is covering the process. Spirit is watching over the situation. Spirit is making sure nobody put any fouls on the play, but you need to be willing to work out what you need to work out as well. Because Spirit is not ashamed in taking you out of somebody's life and taking that person out for the sake of you getting to your purpose. But Spirit is saying, in order for you to stay in this connection, you have to work on your emotional capacity to be there for the person they are asking you to be there, the way they want you to be there for them. Right? So let's go. I like this reading. I like this message. I like this connection, first of all, whoever this is for. Just because the King of Cups in reverse, it's just showing like whoever the most masculine figure is probably the one that probably needs to do more of the digging. But that doesn't mean that who carries most of the feminine energy in a relationship, the card being upright, the Queen of Cups being upright, like that can show, like, here's the thing. Feminine energy is powerful, but it's most powerful when it's being receptive. Masculine energy is powerful, but it's most powerful when it's being the proactor, or the one that's initiating, or the one that's going out. But sometimes those traits can become toxic, because if feminine energy becomes proactive and assertive, then that might be a little bit of a problem, because it's supposed to be something that's supposed to receive. And when masculine energy becomes too passive, then that's a problem, because that's energy that's supposed to spark. Spirit is saying for this specific people, and this is not even about a man and a female, or masculine energy and feminine energy, because it could be people in a relationship that's both feminine energy and both masculine energy. But what this is suggesting is that you have to balance it out in yourself. Are you balancing your masculine energy? Is your masculine energy being directive and being a leader, or being controlling? Is your masculine energy being used to assert a plan or strategy to help y'all, or is it you're using it to abuse the relationship to get what you want, or not just what you want, but to get what the situation entails for you to get the greater reward? But Spirit is encouraging you to speak out more and do what you need to do in this connection so that you can balance out a little bit more of your, and here's the thing, feminine energy can be so passive that it doesn't speak up, or it doesn't show up, or it doesn't show forth what it needs to show forth. And masculine energy can be so strong that it doesn't just sit back and receive. But Spirit is asking for this connection, whoever this is for with this love reading, for you to find a balance between the both masculine and feminine energies. Watch your masculine energy in you and watch your feminine energy in you, because both of them are used differently. And like, I can go on and on. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So the masculine energy in a relationship is supposed to keep the relationship moving. It's supposed to be proactive. The masculine energy, from coming from the male, the female, both of the males, both of the females, the masculine energy, not masculine person, but the masculine energy in a relationship is supposed to work on a relationship, protect it and build it. The feminine energy is supposed to grow it from the inside. It's supposed to be an inward thing. It's supposed to be an internal connection. It's supposed to be the energy that's romantic and enjoying the process and not just pushing the process along. You guys have to work on enjoying the connection, enjoy the relationship, enjoy the people, right? People forget that we don't live forever, right? So let's look a little bit more into this connection. Let's see what Spirit has to say, even if it means we have to change the reading. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles, Spirit, we thank you for your light, your love, your encouragement, for building us up, for being our strength when we need it. We got the Seven of Swords. This showed up earlier. So the Five of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. So Five of Pentacles is low energy, right? It's low energy situations. And then you have the Seven of Swords, which is low energy situations, because Seven of Swords is all about deceptions, it's all about lying, and it's all about cheating. But it was in reverse. So if it's upright, this means the person is cheating. This means the person is lying. That means the person is being deceptive. Now, let me correct this. It just means that the person is not really committed. But when you put it in reverse, it means all of that's being dealt with. This person is putting down their sword. Their person is realizing that they're not really showing up the way they need to. This person is realizing that I gotta remove the deceptions. I gotta remove the lies. But the person is realizing that the lies gotta start with being broken in their own minds, in their own hearts, right? Because we only live life based off of about who we are. If I lie to myself, I'm gonna lie to you. If I cheat on my own self by not following my intuition and doing, I'm gonna cheat on you. If I am not being true to my call, I'm not going to be true to you. That's just how it is. Everyone in your life is just a reflection of who you are to yourself. And as you tend to that area where so if you're in a relationship with somebody that shows up as someone who is very intelligent, right? They're very far in their career. It could be business. I hear computers. You might be somebody who's into computers and they're really far into their career. But if you, man, just whenever I stop like that, it's just because I'm receiving a download. But if you are not dealing with your own capacity or your own self when it comes to your career, you're never going to feel balanced with that person. So Spirit is trying to give you like a little hint, like if there's an area that's someone you're with and that irritates you, maybe you need to explore a little bit of that area in your life to see what needs to be worked on. Now, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, that means there was a betrayal, because Seven of Swords is betrayal. Seven of Swords in reverse is that betrayal being realized. That betrayal there's no more, I'm hearing Spirit say there's no more deception in this connection, because everything is brought out to the open. Everything that has been garbage, everything that's been bringing this situation low, Spirit is said it's being undone, right? It's being fixed by exploring and talking about the circumstances and the situation that happened in this situation, right? All right, so we did 24 minutes in. I'll try to do like 30 minutes. So we got about 6 more minutes. Let's go ahead and pull the Ten of Cups in reverse. We got the Two of Wands in reverse, Eight of Wands. All right, so Spirit is taking this a little different. Spirit kind of shifted gears a little bit on this. So we're going to look at the Ten of Cups in reverse. We got the Two of Wands in reverse. And then we got the Eight of Wands in reverse. So let's go ahead and talk about what that means. We got the Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups upright is marriage. This is love. This is the perfect life. This is everything you ever wanted in a family or friends. This is actually Cancer energy. This is Taurus energy. This is all about family, fruitfulness, having a loving family, connection. It's like the dream life. The Ten of Cups is like getting the wild card in Uno, right? Because everything can go your way, the way you want it to go. But in reverse, Spirit is suggesting watch a little bit about what you dream of, because what happens sometimes is that when people dream in a relationship about how they want it to be and what the ending is, and they're not sharing those details with the other person, if you're not sharing those details with the other person, then that dream you have can become a nightmare because you're not on the same page. Because the other person probably do not see what you see, or the other person probably has to make a contribution to that dream in that picture. But if you have that dream, that picture all by yourself, and that person can't make their contribution to say, hey, I like this, but I don't like that. Or I see us going here, but I don't see us going there. Then you're not living reality. You're living out of a false perception. So Spirit is saying, work on your relationship practices. Work on talking more about what your dreams are and your aspirations with that person, so y'all can make sure y'all on the same page and strategize what that's going to look like for the both of you. Two of Wands in reverse. Eight of Wands in reverse. This is all about, Two of Wands in reverse is planning. You have to let the person know what your plans are. You have to let the person know what you have in mind, what you're trying to do, or you're jeopardizing your relationship from the jump, because y'all both are not living from the same story. Then you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is having to do with not really like giving in that energy that you're supposed to be putting into to create that type of dream that you want. Now, this is so funny because the Eight of Wands, like, these are wands, these things, but that is, it looks like that can be a target. What I'm seeing, or this can look like a planet. I don't know why I'm seeing this as a planet, but these are like shooting stars to me. Like it's coming straight down to the earth, like a meteor shower or asteroid shower. Spirit is encouraging you that everything that you're needing for this connection, everything that you want for this connection is going to come together. Spirit is sending down the blessings. Spirit is sending down the solutions. Spirit is sending down the resolve, so that you can be able to get into a space where the dream does not become a nightmare because you didn't share, and then the planning does not go through because you did not talk about it, right? It takes two, but Spirit is sending you everything that you need, all the resources for this connection. So don't worry. And then we have the last card. We have the Hanged Woman in reverse. The Hanged Woman in reverse represents not really opening up your mindset, not really, again, not sharing your perspective, because this card is all about perspective. You have to share your thoughts. You have to share your perspective. You have to share your mind. You have to share your heart. Okay? And now we're going to pull one more card from my love deck. Just lost some of them, but I'm going to trust that Spirit is going to answer. Stay optimistic about your love life. And the card reads, positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Have faith. Don't forget, Spirit is sending you everything that you need. Now, when it's upright, then that means that we're sending up prayers to Spirit. We're sending things up to Spirit. But this is your answers, or your questions is being answered, and the answers are coming, right? Stay optimistic. All right, guys, I love you. Stay strong, be encouraged. Again, holla at my boy Top Tier. His information is down in the description box to get a hoodie. Love you guys, love and light. Stay connected, watch my videos. I got some other videos down in my YouTube, YOU Universe. Or look out, because I'm going to be building some more stuff, building some more brands, building some more, I'm also going to be working on some tarot cards, building my own brand of tarot cards. I also have my own nonprofit, so if you want to partner in any way, please connect with me. I'm trying to do big moves. I'm trying to find big move people. I moved away from the situations with people who was not making big moves or trying to get where they need to be. No more little moves. We gotta make big moves. Love you guys. Stay encouraged. Be blessed.